Welcome to Beyond the Data podcast. Get ready for raw, real conversations that give deeper insights into drug development, one story at a time. You know my story, right? I'm just going to say it so people who are listening to this podcast can know, and I'm not ashamed of it, and it needs to be spoken about, is that I've dealt with depression and anxiety since I was a very young kid. Then when I was 43 years old, I had a stroke, and that knocked me down. And I'm not trying. I don't want this to be about me, but I'm trying to relate to what you guys are going through. So I then became a patient in my mind, right? Then a year and 3 months ago, my daughter was diagnosed with a neurological disorder that causes her to have a seizure or multiple seizures almost every day. And that's when I turned to patient advocacy because I was so lost. And then as a parent, I couldn't fix it. It's just so hard to watch. So a term that's used in our industry is patient burden and caregiver burden. Just the word patient in general is where I want to go with this, and I want to see how you guys feel. Have you felt like you've been a patient your whole life? And how do you feel about that term? Does it make you feel not normal? Do you not want to hear it? Do you want to be known as something else?
When I was younger, I didn't like telling people I had CF because I never wanted to be labeled sick. I wanted to be just like every other kid. Anything that my friends did, I wanted to be able to do. Mm-hmm. And then when you have those really bad days where you're like, oh, wait, I have a chronic illness, it can feel really defeating.
And you've said, and sorry to interrupt, but you've said flat out, I was surrounded by people, a great support system.
Yeah.
All around, I was surrounded by all the right people. And if without those people, when you were growing up, you don't know if you would have made it. I mean, I think, I'm paraphrasing, but that's...
I realized I was given this because it gives me a voice. It gives me a different perspective. So there are some days where I like helping other people who can't really help themselves or may not have the voice to do it. I don't mind being that person to stand for the community sometimes, be that voice. So yeah, there are some days where I do enjoy being the patient because I can advocate for myself.
One thing you're really great at doing is communicating your patient experience. So you look at it not like, oh my gosh, I'm a patient, this sucks, it's a burden on everybody. You're like, look, I'm a patient and I'm doing my very best, and I know that. And through doing that, I'm going to help others create this attitude, because a positive mental attitude will get you through everything. And having those people to show you the way, like Alexis and myself and some others, that's the way that we look at it. We're not ashamed to be a patient.
Yeah, okay, cool. I didn't know if it was a label that you didn't want to have, and maybe when you were younger you didn't want to have it. I don't know, but I need to go back to what.
Well, it takes time to build that sort of confidence.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not ashamed to talk about my mental health.
Yeah.
I'll post it all over the world. But what you were just saying about positivity and mindset, right? I think that's what kind of
goes a long way.
I mean, dude, you're one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life. And it inspires me. I'm not saying that you're not, but I've known Jacob a lot longer, and it's just always, let's go get it. Let's get after it. Let's be, we're stronger together. Is that one of your mottos?
Together we're stronger, and together we're going to continue to make a difference.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Data, powered by Synaptogen. Please like, share, and subscribe to catch more stories that bring data to life.